How many of you are familiar with the DISC profile? DISC, the DISC profile. Okay. The high I's and the high D's of the world are a smaller percentage than the S and C's. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with DISC, high I's and high D's are usually sales personalities, right? One is dominant. One is high I, which Janine is and Jim Chambers is. I mean, many of you that I work with are high I's. You can absolutely walk into a room and carry a room. You can talk to anybody. You can fill the space. You can do what have you. But most of the population is an S and C, which these folks are a little bit more quiet. Actually, they're a lot more quiet. And they do a lot of thinking. And it's really hard. Denise is like, yep, that's me. And Jan's like, yep. Jan, were you saying that's you?
Me?
Yeah, I didn't know, Jan, if you were saying that. No, not Janet, Jan.
Oh,
no, that's Denise.
Got it. So the thing about it is when we ask questions, we don't pause long. And I'm a high DI, so I got a double whammy, right? I want to talk all the time. We don't shut up long enough to give somebody the chance to answer the question. Like my husband, I would ask him a question and then he wouldn't answer me and he'd have this look on his face. And then I would get so ticked off because I thought that he was thinking to himself, what a stupid question. And finally, one day I asked him, I'm like, why don't you answer me? Because I'm thinking about your question. Give me a second, right? But that's how most of the world is. They want to think about what we have to say. So I love that. Okay, we have 5 minutes left, and I do want to get to one thing from the one thing. This has all been great stuff. I'm so excited that you guys are out making it happen. Talk to people. Talk to 5 people a day about real estate, 3 new people, 2 follow-ups, and more if you can, but that's a minimum. 5 is a minimum. Here's what I would like for you to do really quickly is listen to this. I'm going to read this to you. Let me go back and find Okay. What I'd like for you guys to remember on the one thing is yesterday we talked about the focusing question, which is what's the one thing I can do so that everything else becomes easier or unnecessary. And when I coach, I ask this a lot. When someone says, I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know how I'm stressed out and I don't know how to get started. The question then becomes, what's the one thing I can do this week such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? And then you write the answer down. Okay. So what's the one thing I can do today? If this is what I can do this week, then what's the one thing I can do today so that everything else is easier or unnecessary? Okay, great. So what's the one thing I can do right now? So let's say I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed because I didn't stick to my lead gen schedule, or I haven't talked to as many people as I want to, or maybe I'm behind goal, whatever it is. I ask myself, what's the one thing I can do this week so that everything else becomes easier or necessary? Well, I can go on a listing appointment. Now, this is me. I'm talking about me because I don't work with buyers. I love sellers, and I won't work with buyers. But I'll say I need a list. I choose to have a listing appointment. I choose to have a listing appointment this week. Okay, great. So what's the one thing I can do today? Okay, well, I can circle prospect. I can make 200 dials. Now, maybe that's not you. Maybe your thing is I can make 25 dials. Okay, great. 25 dials. What's the one thing I can do right now? Pick up the phone. Put aside all other distraction and pick up the phone. So whatever it is you desire, if you ask yourself that focusing question and you go from the month to the week to the day to the hour, it is always going to be put aside all the stuff that you think is important that's not a fire. It can wait 90 minutes. And pick up the phone and have conversations. That is the mass critical point, right? Now, you can also get out and door knock in the afternoon. You can also go network. You can also do all of these other things. But guys, remember, the day gets away from us. And what we intend to do towards the end of the day, we don't do. And I applaud you if you can. But for the majority of us, and this has been proven out in studies over and over, we have the most energy to do the hard things first thing in the morning. So here's my thing to you. We're getting off this call right now. What is the one thing, it's 8:58, that you can do right now for the next 60 minutes? Call your database. Call your database. Do your DTD2. Call your database. If you don't know what else to do, do that. Have the conversation that I just had with Janine. If you don't know how to have that conversation, this call is on my real estate Facebook page. Go back and listen to it. You can have that conversation over and over again. Guys, I just really so bad just want you to win. I so bad just want you to win. And I know that if you just pick up the phone and just do something for an hour in terms of talking to people about real estate, and you do that every day for just 1 hour, start there, you will win. Now, for those of you that are already doing it for 2 hours a day, don't do it for just 1 hour today, okay? Do 2 hours. Maybe you add another 30 minutes, right? But if your thing is, I just need to start, Becky, I just got to start doing something every day, just call your database for an hour every day. Just start, okay? All right, tomorrow's Thursday, guys. It's our last day of the week. I love you so much. Mwah! Send me some messages. Tell me how you're doing. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.